Hi, my name is Desiree Gaffley. I'm a health and mindset coach. I'm the creator and founder of Easy Energy Wellness. My mission is to help busy women and busy moms lose weight, gain energy, and reverse type 2 diabetes naturally. I'm not a doctor, a dietitian, or nutritionist. I'm a certified health coach. Join my Facebook group at Easy Energy Accelerator. Follow me on Instagram at easy.energy.wellness and follow me at TikTok at Desiree Gaffley. Click the description box to download the free guide. It is absolutely free and it will give you some nuggets to set you on your health journey. Subscribe to my channel if you would like more videos like these. Today I want to talk to you about insulin resistance. How do you get rid of insulin resistance? And what is insulin resistance? Insulin resistance, also known as insulin sensitivity, happens when cells in your muscles, fat, and liver don't respond as they should to insulin, a hormone your pancreas makes that's essential for life and regulating blood glucose levels. Insulin resistance can be temporary or chronic and is treatable in some cases. Insulin resistance is a complex condition in which your body does not respond as it should to insulin. Several genetic and lifestyle factors can contribute to insulin resistance. What are the symptoms of being insulin resistant? Please listen to these carefully because if you are experiencing any one of these symptoms, it's the time for you to take action and see how you can reverse it. Extreme thirst or hunger, feeling hungry even after a meal, increased or frequent urination, tingling sensation in your hands or feet, feeling more tired than usual, frequent infections, and evidence of high blood sugar levels in your blood work. These are some of the known causes. So what causes insulin resistance? Scientists still have a lot to discover about how exactly insulin resistance develops. So far, we've identified several genes to make a person more or less likely to develop insulin resistance. In addition, older people are more prone to insulin resistance. So what is the main cause of insulin resistance? Experts believe obesity, especially too much fat in the abdomen around the organs called visceral fat, is a main cause of insulin resistance. A waist measurement of 40 inches or more for men and 35 inches or more for women is linked to insulin resistance. Acquired causes means you're not born with the cause of insulin resistance. And they include the following: excess body fat, physical inactivity makes your body more sensitive to insulin and builds muscle that can absorb blood glucose. A lack of physical activity can have opposite effects and cause insulin resistance. In addition, a lack of physical activity and a sedentary lifestyle are associated with weight gain, which can also contribute to insulin resistance. Diet, what you eat, a diet of highly processed, high carbohydrate foods and saturated fats has been linked to insulin resistance. Your body digests highly processed, high carbohydrate foods very quickly, which causes your blood sugar to spike. This puts extra stress on your pancreas to produce a lot of insulin, which over time can lead to insulin resistance. Certain medications can cause insulin resistance, including steroids, some blood pressure medications, certain HIV treatments, and some psychiatric medications. What happens when your body is insulin resistant? If your cells become too resistant to insulin, it leads to elevated blood glucose levels, hyperglycemia, which over time leads to prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. I'm sharing this with you so you can see the causes and the symptoms, and you could do something to reverse it or to stop it. So how do I get rid of insulin resistance? You can take steps to reverse insulin resistance and prevent type 2 diabetes. Exercise for at least 30 to 45 minutes a day Moderate activity like brisk walking, and do it for 5 or maybe every day of the week if you can. Get to a healthy weight, get your ideal weight, and eat a healthy diet. What is the difference between insulin resistance and diabetes? In people with insulin resistance, the cells are unable to use insulin effectively. When the cells cannot absorb glucose or blood sugar, its levels build up in the blood. If glucose levels are higher than usual, but not high enough to indicate diabetes, doctors call this prediabetes. So what is the fastest way to cure insulin resistance? Exercise is one of the fastest and most effective ways to reverse insulin resistance. And how can I fix insulin resistance naturally? Ways to reduce insulin resistance naturally are lose belly fat, stop smoking, reduce sugar intake, lose weight, be active, eat healthy, add omega-3 fatty acids to your diet, your supplements, and get enough sleep. Can stress cause insulin resistance? High cortisol levels caused by stress can impact your blood sugar, weight, and eating habits. In other words, stress is one of many factors that can contribute to insulin resistance, which is prediabetes and the risk of diabetes. Under normal circumstances, insulin functions in the following steps. Your body breaks down the food you eat into glucose, which is your body's main source of energy. Glucose enters your bloodstream, which signals your pancreas to release insulin. Insulin helps glucose in your body enter your muscles, fat, and liver cells so that they can use it for energy or store it for later use. When glucose enters your cells and the levels in your bloodstream decrease, it signals your pancreas to stop producing insulin. For several reasons, your muscles, fat, and liver cells can respond inappropriately to insulin, which means they can't efficiently take up glucose from your blood and store it. This is insulin resistance. As a result, your pancreas makes more insulin to try to overcome your increasing blood glucose levels. As long as your pancreas can make enough insulin to overcome your cell's weak response to insulin, your blood sugar levels will stay in a healthy range. If your cells become too resistant to insulin, it leads to elevated blood glucose levels. That's hyperglycemia, which over time leads to prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. In addition to type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance is associated with several other conditions, including obesity, cardiovascular disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, metabolic syndrome, and polycystic ovary syndrome. Prediabetes happens when your blood glucose levels are higher than normal, but not high enough to be diagnosed as diabetes. Prediabetes usually occurs in people who already have some insulin resistance. Prediabetes can lead to type 2 diabetes. The most common of type 2 diabetes happens when your pancreas doesn't make enough insulin or your body doesn't use insulin well. Insulin resistance, resulting in high blood glucose levels. Gestational diabetes is a temporary form of diabetes that can happen during pregnancy. It's caused by insulin resistance that's due to the hormones the placenta makes. Gestational diabetes goes away once you deliver your baby. Approximately 3 to 8% of all women who are pregnant in the United States are diagnosed with gestational diabetes. So who does insulin resistance affect? Insulin resistance can affect anyone. You don't have to have diabetes, and it can be temporary. For example, using steroid medication for a brief period causes insulin resistance. People who have prediabetes and type 2 diabetes usually have some level of insulin resistance. People with type 1 diabetes can also experience insulin resistance. So how does insulin resistance affect your body? The development of insulin resistance typically increases insulin production so your body can maintain healthy blood sugar levels. Elevated levels of insulin can result in weight gain, which in turn makes insulin resistance worse. Insulin resistance is also associated with the following conditions: higher triglyceride levels, hardening of the arteries, and high blood pressure or hypertension. Insulin resistance is also the main feature of metabolic syndrome, which is a set of features that link excess fat around the waist and insulin resistance to increase risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Features of metabolic syndrome includes elevated blood glucose levels and elevated triglyceride level, low levels of high density lipoprotein, cholesterol, and high blood pressure. You don't have to have all four of these features to have metabolic syndrome. Many people have no symptoms of prediabetes, often for years. Prediabetes may be invisible until it develops into type 2 diabetes. Some people with prediabetes may experience the following symptoms: darkened skin in your armpit or back and sides of your neck, skin tags, small little skin growths, eye changes that can lead to diabetes related to retinopathy. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, it's important to see your healthcare provider. So more disorders that can cause insulin resistance. Your body makes hundreds of hormones, which are chemicals that coordinate different functions in your body by carrying messages through your blood to your organs, muscles, and other tissues. These signals tell your body what to do and when to do it. Issues with certain hormones can affect how well your body uses insulin. So, how is insulin resistance diagnosed? Insulin resistance is difficult to diagnose because there isn't routine testing for it. And as long as your pancreas is producing enough insulin to overcome the resistance, you won't have any symptoms. As there's no single test that can directly diagnose insulin resistance, your healthcare provider will consider several factors when assessing insulin resistance, including your medical history, family history, physical exam, signs and symptoms, and of course, test results. Your healthcare provider may also order tests that can help diagnose other conditions that are associated with insulin resistance, such as metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease, and polycystic ovary syndrome. So how do you manage and treat insulin resistance? Since not all factors that contribute to insulin resistance can be treated, such as genetic factors and age, lifestyle modifications are the primary treatment for insulin resistance. Lifestyle modifications include eating a healthy diet. Your healthcare provider may recommend avoiding eating excessive amounts of carbohydrates, which stimulates excess insulin production, and eating less unhealthy fat, sugar, red meats, and processed starches. Instead, they're likely to recommend eating a diet of whole foods that includes more vegetables, certain fruits like berries, whole grains, fish, and lean poultry. Physical activity is key. Getting regular amounts of moderate intensity physical activity helps increase glucose energy usage and improve muscle insulin sensitivity. A single session of moderate intensity exercise can increase glucose uptake by at least 40%. Losing excess weight. Your healthcare provider may recommend trying to lose excess weight to try treating insulin resistance. One study revealed that losing 7% of your excess weight can reduce the onset of type 2 diabetes by 58%. You may work with an endocrinologist in addition to your regular doctor to come up with an individualized treatment plan that works best for you. Talk to your healthcare provider about what you can do to best manage insulin resistance. How can diet affect insulin resistance? In general, eating foods that have a low or medium glycemic index and limiting foods that have a high glycemic index can help you reverse and or manage insulin resistance. Eating foods with fiber also helps regulate blood sugar levels because it takes your body longer to digest fiber, meaning your blood sugar levels don't spike as much. The glycemic index is a measurement that ranks foods containing carbohydrates according to how much they affect your blood sugar levels. The foods is either low, medium, or high, with pure glucose generally as a reference at 100. So low glycemic index 55 or less is best. Leave a comment below and let me know if this was useful to you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Check the description box for more information. Have a beautiful week. Take care of yourself. Be aware and be mindful of what is happening in your body. I am a healthcare person in the fact that I am a certified health and mindset coach. And the protocol that I work with most and best is type 2 diabetes and weight loss. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help. Bye for now.